Hello, 7-2. I hope you had a really relaxing half term. I did, but I also worked really hard thinking about how I could help you learn better. And one of the things I came up with was this video revising habitats, food chains, food webs, and pyramids of number. Hope you like it. Do you remember what a habitat is? It's the type of place where an organism normally lives. So one example is woodland. Another might be desert. A habitat must supply everything that an organism needs to survive. There must be oxygen, food, water, and shelter! Animals and plants are adapted to their habitat. So, a fish can breathe underwater and it has fins to help it move. And a cactus has no leaves in order to reduce water loss, and the spines protect it from being eaten. Ow! All the energy for life comes from the sun. Green plants such as grass, lettuce and dandelions use sunlight to make food by photosynthesis. Animals cannot make their own food. They must feed on plants or other animals. Green plants building their own food are called producers, and animals eating plants or other animals are called consumers. Animals that eat green plants directly are called primary consumers or herbivores. And animals that eat herbivores are called secondary consumers or carnivores. The arrows in a food chain show the transfer of food energy from organism to organism. A food web gives us a more complete picture of what eats what. Most animals in a community eat more than one thing. If one kind of food runs out, then often they'll be able to survive by eating something else. So food webs are made up of many food chains linked together. Here's one I made earlier. Back to food chains. Food chains rarely have more than 4 or 5 links in them. This is because energy is lost along the way. The energy is used up for staying alive, moving, growing, and keeping warm. And some of the energy is lost in urine and feces. Those are the scientific names for wee and poo. Also, not all of the animal material is eaten, so not all the energy is passed on. For example, the owl doesn't eat the snail's shell. Counting the numbers of organisms at each stage in a food chain gives us a pyramid of numbers. As energy is lost at each stage, the primary and secondary consumers must always eat larger amounts of food than the stage below. And we can draw this to scale. Often, it really does look like a pyramid, like this one here. But it doesn't always. Let's see why. Our producer is now a tree, a single tree. And on that tree may be, let's say, 100 snails. And those 100 snails may feed a single owl. Going to the next stage of the food chain, we discover that maybe 50 fleas live on that owl, feeding on it. So now, our pyramid looks very different.